How do you vaccinate a country of 1.3 billion people against the coronavirus? It's a question India must find an answer to, and fast. The country has yet to approve a vaccine that can cover the second largest population on Earth. And when it does, getting this task completed will be perhaps one of the biggest logistical exercises the world has ever seen. So how will India do it? Experts say India's universal immunization program, already the largest in the world, offers a starting point. There is considerable medical infrastructure already in place. But can it be used to deliver a future coronavirus vaccine? Nimisha Jaiswal and Sharik Ahmed went looking for answers.
Pooja knows this will be a busy day. It is her group's turn to receive immunization. And it is no easy task. The community health worker has 1,000 people under her care in this district of the state of Haryana. It is Pooja's responsibility to know everything about them. When marriages happen, when babies are conceived, and what vaccinations the mother and child need. She is a crucial element in India's massive program that vaccinates 25 million children every year. This experience and knowledge will come in handy when the COVID-19 vaccine is deployed.
We know about each family, how many members are above 50, how many are young children below 5. We have the complete record. If someone is a diabetic, has high blood pressure or tuberculosis, we already have a record of this. We can get them vaccinated accordingly.
50 other community workers like Pooja will draw up their priority recipient lists and notify this primary healthcare center. It is already equipped with cold storage for child immunization vaccines and cold cases to transport them further into the villages. 20 such health centers report to the local health administration. Dr. Brahmdeep, at the helm in Palwal district, is confident the existing infrastructure will help things get off to a good start. But he acknowledges that communication will be key. Much like it was for vaccinating children, when parents were skeptical about putting kids through pain for an uncertain benefit. Fighting rumors through awareness campaigns will be key for the coronavirus vaccine too.
There would be people rushing for the vaccine, that they want the vaccine in the first phase, and there will be people who really need it, and they may not know that they need it and should get it. That will be a challenge.
The Indian government will focus on awareness as well, along with ramping up cold storage capacities, hiring more vaccinators, and drawing up lists of priority recipients like healthcare workers and the elderly. The comprehensive vaccine deployment plan also includes a new digital platform and app, both for health administrators and civilians.
The beneficiary management platform will track beneficiaries, plan vaccination sessions and manage them. The free mobile app can be used by citizens to register to receive the vaccine.
As for residents, they seem ready to trust a vaccine cleared by the government.
They say vaccines are important. Doctors tell us they help, so we'll get them.
I'm not worried at all about the vaccine. The most important thing is to stop the pandemic.
Pooja too is ready and completely confident that she can help pull off this mammoth exercise.
Let's bring in Dr. Narendra Kumar, an expert in public health and one who has worked with India's massive immunization programs, in particular the polio immunization program. Dr. Kumar, great to have you on the program. I think the root question really is, how does a country of 1.3 billion people roll out a new vaccine?
Over next 4 months, as soon as the emergency use authorization is cleared by the regulators, we should be able to immunize 300 million priority recipients. And the program goes like this. Number one, we have used the massive election infrastructure. In place of polling booths, we will have immunization booths. One. Number two, all the health workers, primary care health workers, doctors, and even second year nursing students and third, fourth year medical students will be brought in, both from public and private sector, to help in immunization. Third, all the cluster of immunization programs will be linked with a adverse event management health facility, so that in case there is a anaphylaxis or allergies, it can be taken care of. Fourth, that delivery system. Now we have a massive chain and architecture of cold chain. Because of our previous immunization program, where we can take care of vaccines both at 2 to 8 degree and minus 20 degree. However, we cannot take care of any vaccine which requires minus 70 degree. So a vaccine of that kind is completely ruled out, and we are not going to consider that as part of our program for the time being.
But just on the point of the vaccine, this seems to be a crucial point for India. The current vaccine, the BioNTech Pfizer vaccine, needs to be stored at minus 70 degrees C. Clearly, that's not going to work for India. So what is the kind of vaccine that India needs? And does it need to be a vaccine that is delivered as 2 shots or 1?
So currently we have 4 or 5 candidates, and they are all either require minus 20 degree or 2 to 8 degree. In fact, very soon we are going to have a counterpart of Pfizer's mRNA vaccine, which is Indian vaccine, and that requires only 2 to 8 degree. So that we are all prepared for delivering a vaccine which fits into our immunization program. And as we see, most of the vaccines, COVID vaccines, are 2 vaccines. So they will be prior appointment, they will get the first dose, and they will be given the appointment for the second dose at the time of first dose. And because there is a possibility that within India, more than 1 vaccine will be given at one time, so that in different states, different vaccine, therefore people will have to come back to the same site for the second dose.
You're making a lot of assumptions
And this
here,
way,
aren't you, that people... I'm sorry, Doctor. You're making a lot of assumptions, aren't you, that people will come back on time, that firstly these appointments will be given and that they will be adhered to. I mean, speaking from personal experience, I can tell you that a lot of these appointment-taking systems don't really work so well in India.
So websites have been created, and as you are aware, in India there is a unique ID system which is called Aadhaar. So the whole appointment system will be linked with your Aadhaar card, and almost 90% of our adult population has Aadhaar card, and that will be used. And as part of the program, so we have something called CoWIN, where vaccine management takes place, and on that vaccine management system, we are going to have this immunization delivery platform also built in. In fact, pilot testing is going on for this program to see if there are glitches. I'm sure there will be glitches, but the program is working, try to overcome that.
It's a question that's been occupying other countries as well, namely in terms of who is going to pay for any vaccination. For a country the size of India, do we have an answer to that question?
Issues are not very clear, I must say. You must have heard that various states are announcing that vaccine will be free for their state people. One very important point for us in this country is that India is manufacturing the vaccine. So in the market, for example, Serum Institute vaccine is talking about some 200 plus rupees per dose. But it appears when the government purchases the dose, the cost will be much lesser. And there have been some talk going on that majority of the vaccine delivered to Indians will not be charged.
Right. Well, let's hope that remains the case. Dr. Narendra Kumar Arora, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you. Namaskar.